Carpenter was a great experience. I learned more in my elementary school years than I did in my high school years and junior high school years, although now it's called middle school. But I had a wonderful educational experience. I've had some teachers made a lifelong impression upon me. I learned basic education that it remains with me, and it's just been a good experience.
It was just an incredible time. It was really fun to go to school there. It was really cool. You know, it was just, well, you know, because that still continues today. It's a special place.
And I feel I had an excellent education there, laying the groundwork for the rest of my life.
Just north and down. Everybody's just
It was amazing. I'm trying not to turn it into this idyllic, problem-free existence, but it really seems like it was. I went to Carpenter from kindergarten through 6th grade, as did my 3 siblings. And of all the schools I've gone to, I always wanted a Carpenter reunion because those are the friends that are the closest. And you know, you form such a bond for so many years and at that age.
What made it special was it was a local school in the community, and the community was fantastic. Many of us walked to school, and there was a white picket fence in front of the school. There was what I thought was a huge hill to climb up to the school, and I've gone back and it's not so big. But mostly there was a great emphasis on reading and a great emphasis on mathematics. And I remember the teachers being involved with my mom in terms of the curriculum. And so I remember how focused people were on the curriculum. So that to me was a very academic environment for a bunch of little kids to go to.
You went to mine. Someone told me.
I began my tenure there during the summer before school officially started. There was a reading program in the bungalows that existed at that time. And running alongside the bungalows was a chain link fence that was overgrown with honeysuckle. And so one of my fondest memory, true of all of us, is those honeysuckle vines and how wonderful they smelled.
It's bringing back a flood of really good memories. Just how close everybody was when we were going to school. Everybody was friends. It was just a real warm, comfortable feeling. There was no bullying, there was no fighting. Everybody got along.
It had a culture of kindness that I've never seen in any other school that I've ever attended, and that included junior high school and high school, college, anywhere else.
This group of people, they were so welcoming, you know, to come into a school in the 4th grade. At that age, it's hard to make friends, and they were just so wonderful and so open. And as you'll see tonight, we all are really close. It's like it was yesterday.
I hadn't thought about people for many years. I've been in touch with one person, Janine Reap, but not anybody else. And I hadn't really thought about people until we started getting the emails about the get-together, the reunion. And then as soon as I heard the names and saw the names, I immediately could feel the people and just kind of their persona and who they were back in grammar school. And it was just kind of an interesting experience.
Great, cheers to that. Oh my God.
You know, when I think back on that time, it was a very carefree time, and you know, I went from kindergarten through 6th grade, and there was an extension of school in my neighborhood, and I have a lot of fond memories of my classmates, you know, playing out in our neighborhoods, in the streets, and visiting each other's houses and so forth. And so it was a very strong community feeling.
It's our wedding anniversary. No, I'm going to tell you a funny story. I'm going to tell you a story. Joel, tonight's our is one of these guys was a pilot. So they started his call sign. They sort one of them was so it's still around. Yes. You beat him. Hi, Debbie. Thank you. And thank you.
So I want to thank you all for making the journey, and some of you made it from quite a distance. Our winner for the journey is Janine, who came from Hawaii. Start this conversation was Sue's, and then Janine hopped on board on Facebook. And then naturally, I jumped in to get the ball rolling to see if you all want to get together. So, Suze, thank you for coming and helping me when things got crazy. You did it all. And thank you, Mark. Mark, her husband, made our name tags. All right, so you have it figured out by now. Our special guest this evening is Mr. Joe Martinez. Yay! He is Carpenter Community Charter Schools principal. So September 1956, I was a slightly freckled, blue-eyed, 4-year-old little girl starting my life out at Carpenter in kindergarten. Believe it or not, all of us, that was just 1 year after Disneyland opened. Wow. Our Carpenter years were our life's beginning. It's where we were taught manners to say please and thank you, where we learned to play well with others in the sandbox and wait our turn on the monkey bars, and where many of us discovered if we were athletic or not. There were lots of tears, skinned knees, but lots of fun too. There was nap time with graham crackers and room temperature milk. To this day, I cannot drink room temperature. Lunch pails with small thermoses tucked inside. There was the walk bridge, where that wonderful fragrant honeysuckle grew on the chain link fence that led from Laurel Canyon to the schoolyard. For some, it was Little League, Cub Scouts, Bluebirds, Indian Guides, Campfire Girls, and Rudak's Cotillion. Right, and lots of birthday parties. On rainy days, it was the Virginia Reel in the auditorium, and thumbs up 7-Up in our classrooms. There were field trips to the dairy in Van Nuys, a bakery, and the Southwest Museum to study the Yang Na Indians. Yeah! Where is that? I've been in Pasadena. I don't know, but the Yang Na Indians, that still is in my head. Still is in my head.
I remember Janine saying.
We had wonderful teachers who, like our own family, did their best to mold us into polite, educated little beings fresh to the world. Some of you here tonight did not graduate from Carpenter due to the redistricting, so you were off to Colfax or Rio Vista, and I think Toluca Lake, or just those two? Just Rio Vista, Colfax, where you graduated, but we caught up with you at Reed Junior High. We're the 6th grade students who sat stunned when our classes were interrupted with the news that President Kennedy had just been assassinated. Today we have seen much, lived through more things than we could have ever possibly imagined. Most of us have been married, some divorced, have kids and grandkids, lost parents, friends, and Carpenter classmates. We could not know what was ahead for us. Laptop computers, the internet, email, debit cards, iPads, smartphones, copy machines, or the volunteering that we would do. We played in the street, drank out of the hose, never wore seatbelts, and survived. And 2 of us would reunite after our puppy love back in the 6th grade. Jim It's official. And I did not hold his hand back then, by the way. Most of all, we qualify for Medicare. All right, I Googled Miss Perch because I was just curious. Believe it or not, as of 2 years ago, she was still drawing over $30,000 in pension from LAUSD. Wow. She was 100.
Oh my God.
Now, wait. She was 90. I don't know, at this point, I cannot find any death record on her. I think she might have moved. I did send a note to her last known address here. It was sent back to me, addressing unknown. When I went on again to try and find more information, I think if she is living, she's back in New York because that's where she came from originally. So I think that's where her family is. Here's to the class of 1964 for making Medicare age. Honoring those we lost, Lauren, Rick, and Lynn, and may we have many happy, healthy years ahead. Here, here. Please plant it someplace, and hopefully in a few years, the little kids, their dream, or when they're interviewed at some point, they'll say, we remember the honeysuckle on the fence.
This honeysuckle is in good hands.
Oh, good.